everyone, and welcome to Hoopla Kids Recipes. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Barbie cake. Doesn't this look amazing? Can you believe you can eat that? It's a cake. So for this you're going to need 400 grams of pink buttercream frosting, 150 grams of royal icing, 500 grams of pink fondant icing, and 5 large chocolate sponge cakes. You're also going to need a rolling pin, 50 grams of white fondant icing, sugar flowers, a Barbie doll wrapped in cling film, a piping bag, a number 2 piping nozzle, and a cookie cutter. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to put some buttercream icing on a base. We're then going to stick our first piece of sponge down. Add some more buttercream icing to create the middle. And then another bit of the sponge. Add some more buttercream icing, another layer of sponge, and repeat. Now we're going to use our cookie cutter to cut a hole in the center for our doll. You'll have to remove the bits by hand. Scoop them out. And shape the edge of the top. This is so that it looks like a dress. Now that we've got the main bulk of the dress, we're going to cover it in pink frosting. Now refrigerate that for 2 hours. Now we're going to take some pink fondant icing to make the bodice. Roll it flat using your rolling pin. Make sure that it fits the top of the Barbie doll. We're going to use a little bit of water to make sure that it sticks, and then we're going to wrap it around Barbie's midriff. Cut off any excess and press it together. I'm shaping the bust line. Perfect. Now it's time to add a little bit of water to our royal icing. Give it a good stir and then spoon it into your piping bag. Now we're going to take some of the white fondant icing to make the bottom of the petticoat. Use your rolling pin to roll it flat. Remember to lightly dust your work surface so it doesn't stick. Use your knife to create nice, even edges. We're now going to pinch it and wrap it around the bottom. This will create a ruffled look. This is the base of the skirt. See? Now we're going to make the bulk of the dress. Lightly dust your work surface and take your pink fondant icing. Roll it flat. We need it to be as big as possible because we've got a big dress to cover. Make sure the edges have been cut so they're nice and straight. Great. Now it's time to lay it over our base. Drape the fondant icing. It will ripple and bunch at the top, but that's fine because it makes it look like real material. Cut off any excess in the middle. And now drape some more. Wow, it's looking great. Perfect. I'm pinching up some selective bits at the bottom so that we can see the white petticoat. Now it's time to pop Barbie inside. Press her down. Now we're going to use the rest of the white fondant icing for the dress. Use a bowl to create a giant circle. And use the piping nozzle as a template to create a semicircle around the edge. Just like this. Clever, huh? You can now use a cookie cutter to create the central circle. Create a cut so that you can put it around Barbie's waist. This will hide the seam between the dress and the bodice. We're now using royal icing to decorate. These look like tiny pearls at the top of the dress. And down the center. So pretty! Now it's time to attach the icing flowers. You can decorate wherever you want. I'm also decorating around the bottom of the dress. It looks so pretty. Can you believe that this is icing and you can eat it? Remember, patience is the key. So pretty! I'm finishing off with some lovely pink flowers. And a final touch of optional edible glitter. And there you have it. Look at Barbie go! Doesn't she look amazing? What a great birthday cake! And it's super delicious too. Elsa shoe cake. Doesn't this look cool? So, let's start off with our sponge cake. I'm using a bit of blue buttercream frosting to stick it onto a silver base. Once that's done, I'm going to add some more buttercream frosting on top. This is going to create the layer of the shoe. I'm now adding another bit of sponge on top of that and some more blue buttercream frosting. Spread it out. We want to square it off, and I'm using a palette knife to do this. I'm going to add another layer on top of this, and doesn't that look awesome already? Now I have a shoe template. I'm going to cut around the shoe to make a giant footprint shape. Use your knife to shape the curves. We want to make sure that it's nice and smooth, just like this. Perfect. I now have another shoe template which I'm sticking to the side of the cake, and I'm going to use this one to shape the top of the shoe. Looking good. I'm cutting out a semicircle to make it look like a proper high heel. Great! This is already starting to take shape. I'm now going to do a bit more shaping at the toe, just to give it a bit of a curved effect. Now I'm taking some blue buttercream frosting and I'm adding it to the inside of the shoe. I'm also going to cover the top of the shoe. Use your knife to smooth down the icing. To get a really smooth finish, dip your knife in some hot water. Now I'm going to take some moulding chocolate. I've lightly dusted my worktop and I'm rolling it out flat. I'm taking the inner sole template and cutting around it. Perfect. I need this to fit inside the shoe, so I'm making it slightly smaller. Looking good. Press it into shape. Wow! It already looks amazing! Now I'm taking some more moulding chocolate. Roll it flat again. And now I'm cutting out the side of the shoe using the template. Perfect. This is going to wrap around the shoe, just like so. This is why it's important to use the moulding chocolate, because you can bend it to shape. We're repeating that process on the other side of the shoe. I'm now covering the chocolate in some more blue buttercream frosting. Looking good. Smooth it down, and now take some white icing in a piping bag with a special nozzle to do some trim. We're going to do this all around the rim of the shoe. Just like so. I'm going to add one giant dot at the bottom and put on a snowflake piece of candy. I'm now decorating the rest of the shoe with some tiny snowflakes. These look super cute. Once you've finished doing that, add some white dots to add a bit more decoration and texture to the shoe. I'm using some plain white icing to do this. Finally, I'm adding white dots in between the sponge and the blue icing. This is really intricate work, so you'll need to be patient. This is going to go all the way around the shoe. And there you have it. Doesn't that look super cool? Not only does it look amazing, but it's going to taste fantastic too. There you have it, an Elsa shoe cake. A rainbow lava cake. Look at that gooey rainbow center. Delicious. So let's get started with some colored candy melts. We're going to melt them in the microwave. Now let's take some clear plastic film. I'm adding the melted candy melts onto the clear plastic. This is going to create a great decoration, so keep layering up the different colours. Allow that to set in the fridge. Now I'm going to take 1/3 of a cup of butter. I'm adding 6 ounces of white chocolate to that. Melt that in the microwave. Now I'm adding 2 egg whites and 4 egg yolks. Using a whisk, I'm whisking it all up. And then adding 1/4 cup of sugar. Give it a good stir. Keep going. Now let's add the white chocolate mixture. Make sure you get it all in there, and then add a dash of vanilla extract. Mix it together and add 1/4 cup of flour. Whisk it all up. Now we're separating the mixture into 3 different bowls. This is so we can colour it, and I'm using red food colouring. Green food colouring. And yellow food colouring. I have a cake tin that has been buttered and also has a bit of baking parchment at the bottom of it. Let's pour the mixture in. Except we're going to try and cover only 1/3 of the bottom each time we pour some mixture in. Let's create some fun patterns and keep pouring. Looking good! Lightly bake that at 200 degrees for 11 to 12 minutes. Once you turn it over, you'll see, doesn't this look amazing? Peel off the baking paper and then top with whipped cream. Finally, let's not forget our garnish. I'm adding that to the back. And there you have it. It's time to cut it in and eat. Look at that gooey center. Doesn't that look delicious? I can't wait to eat it. It's a rainbow lava cake. Hello Kitty cupcakes. Don't these look adorable? And they're so easy to make. All you're gonna need is 1 egg, a Hello Kitty cupcake kit, 50 grams of butter, Hello Kitty molds, black writing icing, pink, white, and yellow fondant icing. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to pop our mixture and our egg into a bowl and mix it all together. Now we're going to spoon it into our cupcake cases. Then put them in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes at 180 degrees, or until they look like this. Now we're going to take our icing from our cupcake kit and pour it into a bowl. Add some butter and beat it in. Now this is great. You're going to start to see the icing go pink. That's because it's from the Hello Kitty cupcake pack. You don't even need to add food dye. Isn't that awesome? Now I'm taking some white fondant icing and rolling it out with a rolling pin. Make sure you pop some baking paper on either side so it doesn't stick to your pin. Now I'm cutting out my Hello Kitty cupcake heads using my mold. How great do they look? Use the stamp to push down and add detail. Don't worry, we're going to add colour later. First, we need to add the eyes using the black icing pen. Now we're going to add whiskers. It's already looking like Hello Kitty. Now we need to get some of our yellow fondant icing to make a nose. Roll it into a little ball and stick it on. Finally, Hello Kitty's pink bow, of course. So cute! Twist and then add a tiny little ball on top where the knot is. These are looking great! Now it's time to add them on top of our cupcake. So we're going to take our icing and put it on top. This will make sure that the fondant icing sticks. It's kind of like glue. It'll also make it even more delicious. Don't these look great? And they're so easy.